my name is Andrew Lyons, and today we'll be doing a master class, and we're going to be talking to a wonderful brother in our ministry, Brother Tyrone Trail. He's an entrepreneur, great member of our family here at Friendship, and we're going to have him on.
Thank you for having me, Brother Lyons. Good.
Absolutely, welcome.
Thank you so much.
The first question I have for you is, where are you from, and what was the family perspective on God for you?
Well, I'm from Jamaica, West Indies. I grew up in Ocho Rios. That's a small village in Jamaica. And it was tough with my family growing up. It was not as easy as people may look at me and think it is. From one of 11 kids from my mom. So it was very hard for me growing up.
Okay, and as far as God is concerned, can you tell us a little bit about faith and growing up in God?
Absolutely. All my life, I always loved Jesus Christ, but it took me a while for me to really find God. And I came here to New York about 12 years ago, and I work at a tennis club in Glen Head Racket Club here in New York, and my wife started to attend this church here, and she told me good things about it. And the moment she said it to me, I could not resist coming here. And once I came here the first time, it was no turning back for me.
Absolutely, that's awesome. So in terms of your career, you mentioned the instructor, right? You're an instructor at the Glen Head.
Absolutely, Racket Club. Mm-hmm.
And what's been that experience like for you? And has it been your dream career growing up?
Absolutely, it's been amazing. I really love my job. I'm very confident about my job, and whoever you give me to teach or speak to, it's not a problem. It's like my second nature. So I thank God for that.
Okay, so in regards to the clubs that you were a part of growing up, the clubs that you instructed, what was that like, becoming the entrepreneur and basically instructing those
in Jamaica or
in Jamaica?
In Jamaica.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. My coach, his name is Desmond Brown. He's a very, very easygoing guy. I mean, there's not one sentence that has anything negative in it when we were learning tennis. And he's around still, and he has the same personality. So he makes things just, super easy for us. And he also gave us the opportunity at a tender age, at a young age, to learn, not just to play the game of tennis, but to teach a game of tennis. So I actually started to teach tennis when I was age 19. So that was very good.
Right, after doing some research on you, I noticed that you're clocking in at 19 years in your profession.
Yes, absolutely.
That's absolutely accurate?
And going.
And going.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So self-employment in regards to learning the craft of tennis, was it difficult for you growing up? Or?
No, not at all.
Absolutely.
Not at all. Everything just comes extremely easy and handed to me, because my first step was to love the game. And I do love the game. And once you love something, then everything just basically falls into place. Yes, so it was very, very easy for me to learn the game and also to teach the game. Yes.
So what's the conditioning like for you to prepare for the lessons?
Nothing. As I said before, it's like my second nature. Yes, it's easy. I don't even think about when I'm going to teach a lesson, to be honest with you. The moment I go on the court and I see the person, I would say personality, from there, then I kind of started to know how to go about teaching that person. Because basically everyone is different. So there's no one way to it.
So if you can give someone advice on self-employment, what would that be?
That's a good one. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You just have to believe in yourself. I believe in myself, and I believe that all those who become successful, they do believe in themselves. Yes, that's what I do. That's what happened to me.
So Tennis 101, tell us about the game. If I were to understand it, is it similar to ping pong? Is it similar to Racquetball, what's the major differences between racquetball, ping pong, and tennis?
Well, it's kind of like similar to ping pong, basically. Yes. The court is 70 feet long and it's 39 feet wide, and the net is like 3.5 feet high. And the game starts from the right side of the court with a serve. So you have two serve, first serve and a second serve. So what happens is that, let's say I'm serving and I get a first serve, I missed it, I get a second serve. And if I do get a second serve and I get it in, then the point continue. Now when the point is over, you actually go to the next side of the court to actually play the next point. And the scoring system is also kind of fun. It's not like 1, 2, or 3 like in ping pong. It's kind of like, it's like the face of a clock. It's like for 15 minutes, make one game. So it goes like 15 love, 30 love, 40 love, and 60, which is game. And
So essentially, it's 4 points to win a
4
game?
points to win one game.
Okay.
And to win one set, you have to win 6 games.
6 games a
And
set.
to win a match, it all depends. If it's like a
3
championship,
sets. Right.
it's like best of the 5 set. If it's just like a regular tournament, it's kind of like best of the 3 sets.
Okay, so 3 sets, from what I researched, 3 sets for the males, 2 sets for the females? Is that accurate?
3 sets always for the female, and 5 sets, sometimes 3 sets for the male. Absolutely.
Got it. So how are you balancing your entrepreneur life and family?
My wife, thank God for my wife. She makes life extremely easy for me, to be honest with you. She respects what I do, she understands me, and she makes life easy. And I would say that having a good wife, life becomes easy. Yes.
So in terms of routine, your morning routine to prep for your day, what does that look like?
Again, I just basically get up in the morning. I know my schedule each day. As I said before, it comes handy to me. I don't think about it. I just get up, do my regular morning stuff, get my daughter ready for school, take her to school, come back home, put on my tennis gears, and then just go to work. And then after that, everything just flow.
So was it easy to create your brand, your company, as you were thinking about it the last 19 years? What
No,
did that look like?
actually, no. I think the grace of God actually lead me to be a tennis player, because before I was like a soccer player. I love soccer more than anything else. And if you should give me a tennis racket today and a soccer ball, I'd pick up the soccer ball and play soccer. So when I was age 19, I complete my high school, and a friend of mine, he passed away now, he said, listen up, I want you to come and play tennis. And I said, okay. And I tried it, and I like it, and then from that day, everything becomes super easy from there.
Okay,
Yes.
so in terms of, so let's get down to some like trials in business.
Absolutely.
So can you share some stories about your trials in business in the last 19 years?
I've been lucky, to be honest with you. I've been lucky because there's always people here who actually wanted to play tennis. So I can actually always lift my price and drop my price. So basically, there's always business there for me. So in that scenario, I am fine. But the hardest part, the trial part is saving the money. That's the hard part. It's very tough because my wife and my 2 kids, and I have a lot of family back home that I actually help. So that is the hardest part. Yes, that's the trial part.
Okay, so how are you managing that?
I would say by the grace of God. To be honest with you, sometimes I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So I have to give God all the praise, honor, and all the glory.
So when so there's been a lot of changes in the last couple of years as it relates to reporting taxes in business, right? You have to report quarterly depending on the type of business that you're running and the LLC stuff. How are you managing that? in the business aspect of it?
That's good. That's good. I'm fine with that. I pay all my tax yearly, so that's good. Mhm.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
So as far as some of the triumphs in the last 19 years, 19 years is a long time. 19 years is a long time, so I'm sure there's a lot of stories in there. Share a couple of stories
Oh God, oh God,
your
oh God.
triumphs in the last 19 years about your life and
About my life.
business and entrepreneurship.
Okay, God. Well, first I started to coach in Jamaica, and I was fortunate enough to create maybe 4 or 5 number one tennis player in Jamaica, and if you do that, then that's excellent. And I got the opportunity to pursue my tennis education from the Olympic Solidarity organization. So I got the opportunity to go to Buenos Aires in Argentina to develop my skill, and I did pretty well there, practically and theory-wise. I actually end up with a diploma in coaching tennis, and
Was that 2006 to 2008?
2009.
2009?
2009, absolutely. And what was the next question again?
No, I mean, you could walk me through what happened between 2009 and 12, or your years and lessons along the way for those years.
Yes, as I said before, I've been very, very fortunate when it comes down to getting clients. It's never a problem pertaining to tennis. I'm always on a level playing field when it comes down to tennis, but different part of my life, there's a lot of ups and downs. Yes, if you want to know more about that, I can, share a little bit with you. Yes, but pertaining to tennis, to God be all the glory.
Absolutely. So in terms of clients and business, are they coming through referrals for you, or long-time families, you've been instructing over the years?
Yes.
How's that panning out for you?
Very good, very good. Word of mouth.
Word of mouth?
Word of mouth, yes.
So even now, if you wanted to get new clients, what would be your process in regards to that?
I never really think about that, to be honest with you, because as I said before, most of my clients, it's from word of mouth, and I'm always busy. Yes.
Okay, so right now in business in 2019, has much changed for you this year as it relates to the last couple of years in business?
Basically, I would say basically it's the same. To be honest, it's the same.
So
Yeah.
for your industry, so when I research where you're currently instructing, there's different walks of life with the other instructors there. Have you had anyone doubt your abilities by way of how you instruct over the years?
That's a good question. I'm not gonna say yes.
And how have you handled
And
it?
I'm not gonna say no.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you, I've never heard anyone said anything, and I don't want to judge anyone, so that's kind of like hard for me to answer, to be honest with you. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you had the opportunity to share your highlights and skill sets as it relates to tennis, and you wanted to share some of that information with individuals coming on the scene for tennis, what would you say to them? What words of wisdom would you share with them
Yes.
as they come onto the scene?
I would say be a good listener. Yes. Once you're a good listener, you can't go wrong, because if I wasn't a good listener, I wouldn't be here today, to be honest with you. Because tennis is a very, very technical and very, very challenging sport, so you have to be a good listener, and also you have to be extremely patient. So be a good listener and be patient.
So as it relates to, if you were to say you had professional strength, what would you say that is?
That would be never give up. Yes, I never give up. I'm a fighter. In Jamaica, they call me Thunder. That's my nickname. So you can read between the lines from there. I never give up.
Awesome. And if you were to say there are some weaknesses that you're working on, what would those be?
Right now, talking in front of the camera. Speaking in front of the camera. But apart from that, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm very, very outspoken, and I am outgoing, to be honest. Yes.
Okay, and is there a particular, as it relates to tennis, is there a particular regimen that you do physically, as far as physical training, conditioning, or what does that look like for the instructor sharing?
Yeah,
with,
I do like basic stuff, maybe like 3 sets of 12 push-ups, some pull-ups, and basically some dips, and that's about it, because I'm on the court, 7, 8, 9 hours a day, so basically I get my cardio from there. And then by the end of the day, I do a little bit of stretch, and basically that's it. Yes, but if I'm going to play a tournament, then that's totally different. Things change.
Okay, so let's talk about God,
Yes, sir.
because that we know that God fuels everything that we do.
Absolutely.
So talk about your faith as it relates to business.
Yes.
And how that experience has been for you.
Yes. My faith is getting a lot stronger, because when I just started church, and also when I just got baptized, and Wednesday night I was like, you know what, I don't feel like I want to go to church. And Sunday in the morning, it's the same feeling. But after 1 year, my attitude, my intensity changed drastically. It's like I cannot do without coming to church on Wednesday night, and I cannot do without coming to church on Sunday. I actually look forward for Wednesday and for Sunday. Yeah.
So I'm sure there are times in our walk with Christ that we are discouraged at certain aspects of our business and our growth. How have you dealt with those times and your spiritual walk?
No, I don't. I believe that Christ will get it done for me, to be honest with you. I really do.
Okay, so
as I said before, I have a very, very strong personality. And I was strong before I know Christ, know that I know Christ. To be honest with you, I'm stronger. So I have no doubt. Yes, sir.
That's amazing. So in terms of wisdom for individuals coming into your field, to start a business as either an instructor or personal trainer in a sports arena, what advice would you give them, spiritual advice would you give them as it relates to that?
Yes. You have to put God first. And once you put God first, you will definitely prosper. No doubt, because since I become a Christian, I see a lot of good things started to happen in my life. So I would tell them, put Jesus first. Yes.
So now, do you see your family and your children going into the sports arena? What do you see in them thus far as you're raising them?
That's a good question, to be honest with you. In my world, I would like my daughter to play tennis and my son to play soccer, because I love both of them, but only God knows. So let's see what happens, because I basically can help them in both. So let's see what happens. Yes.
Okay, so now, in terms of summing up some of your experiences, like if you had to say 5 words that sum up your life experiences in the world of sports as it relates to faith, what would you say?
5 words.
5 words.
Can you repeat that question again?
Sure. As it relates to faith in your arena, if you had to sum it up in 5 words, what would they be?
Put God first in everything that you do.
Okay. So Tyrone, what is one of the biggest doors God has opened for you in the past year
In the
or
past
so?
year. That's a good question. That's a good question. The biggest door. Okay, so I am here in the United States on an O1 working visa, and few months ago I actually reapplied for it, and I got it. And as soon as I got it, the owner of my club sold the club, so I was basically back to ground zero. And now I have to reapply, and it cost a lot of money, and I didn't have the money. But to be honest with you, for some reason, God made that money come, and I actually reapply for that O1 visa. Usually it was like 1 year, you would get like 1 year, but I reapply through the new owner, and I prayed to God, I talked to him, and about, usually take like 5, 6 months for them to get back to you. And in 2 weeks, the US immigration got back to me and told me that I got 3 years on my own visa. Yes. So that's how I know that Christ is real.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Would you consider that one of the greatest challenges that you face
For this year.
for this year?
Absolutely.
To God be the glory.
Thank you so much.
To God be the glory.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you find balancing your family, business, and your spiritual relationships? What's that like? How do you do that?
Not the first time I've been asked that question. I've been asked that question by our pastor, Pastor Lewis, and he said, okay, go home and ask your wife about the same thing, about, spiritual and business and wife. And my wife said, sweetheart, let me tell you something. I pray for this to happen to you all my life. She want that to happen to me. She want me to be a part of the church. She want me to be a man of God. She pray for me. So everything comes extremely easy when it comes down to Christ with my wife and my family. It's not a problem. Yes.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
How does your growth in business relate to your growth in your spiritual relationship right now?
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Can you tell me more?
Yes, sir. It helps me to believe that it helped me to be a lot more confident when speaking to people about taking a tennis lesson, or they're having a tennis lesson. And I mean, I'm always a calm person, and I'm very confident when I coach a game of tennis. But knowing Jesus make life, to be honest with you, much easier for me, because he never gives you more than what you can handle or what you ask for. So whatever come my way, I believe that is because of the grace of God. So I just take it and just accept it and just go with it. Yes.
And tell me more about your family as it relates to the process of the business and entrepreneurship and your spiritual life, because I know based on our current conversation that is a great foundational pillar in your life. Tell me more about your family.
My family or my relative?
We
Family?
can do family and relatives. So
Yes.
we'll do relatives first,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll do family.
Okay. So my family, as you know, my wife, Tammy Trail, and my eldest daughter, Nala Trail, and Micah Trail, who is 16 months old. It's a privilege and it's an honor to be the husband of my wife. And I mean, there's not one day that I actually wake up not wanting to be around my wife or be around my kids. And as soon as I finish work, I can't wait to go home to see them. I feel extremely comfortable, and regardless of what's going on, my wife always have my back. She always have my back. She said, you know what, don't worry about it. What is to be, will be. So with my family, my wife, you know, everything comes relatively easy again. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm thinking tennis, and I'm sure there's age groups
Yes.
that you instruct. So has it always been the same age group over the years? What age groups that you currently instruct?
From age 3 to adult. Age 3 to adult, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it seasonal or is it?
Seasonal.
It is seasonal?
Yes.
And what are the lessons entail for?
Usually for the younger kids from like age, I would say from age 6 to 3, usually start with them for half an hour. Above that, 1 hour, 2 or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your oldest client is how old currently?
Today I teach him, he said he's like 82, I believe. 82. Mm-hmm.
Is there like any specific conditioning that you recommend for someone in that age group versus someone who's...
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What does that look like?
Mostly stretching, walking, stretching, and swimming. Yes, because they can't really do too much with the body. So stretching, swimming, and walking, brisk walking. Yeah.
Okay, so do you find yourself giving a lot of business advice in the last 19 years? Because I'm sure there's individuals who are considered your field.
I wouldn't say I give a lot of business advice, but I do have a lot of friends, and I always try to find means and way for them to get better or do business. I'm always looking out for them,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
What are some of the things that you've shared with them in the last 19 years as it relates to business?
Well, I run my own tennis summer camp in the summer, so I always try to encourage them to do it, to let them know that, you know, if I can do it, they can do it. They can, you know, just be strong, be confident, and try it. You know, I tell them, listen up, you know, buy clothes and sell clothes. I tell them buy cologne and sell cologne. You know, I tell them, you know, in Jamaica, I do a few little business. A little cattle, like I sell pigs, raise pig and sell pigs. Likewise chicken. I told them to basically do the same thing. So.
And so over the years, have you always been business-minded, like as you look back?
Always, from I was age 9.
What were you doing at age 9 in relation to?
I started to sell newspaper, when I was age 9. My mom got me a job with a small newspaper company in Jamaica, and I actually worked with the company for like 1 year, and then after that I started to purchase paper from the company, and I started to sell back the paper to people. Yes, so I started from I was age 9.
So paper, age 9, and then from there you went. What did you do after that?
Just keep going, just keep selling, playing soccer and tennis.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so God speaks to us in business as well as we move through the world.
Yes.
Fair to say. So what has God said to you in the last couple of years as it relates to your business, even pivoting certain areas? What are those conversations like?
Good question. I never really, to be honest with you, speak to God about my business. You know, I speak to Him about, you know, helping me look over my clients, look over my client's family, look over the club, look over the owner. That's what I speak to God about when it comes down to my profession, and to keep me safe, so I can actually, you know, work to feed my family, basically, when it comes down to that. Yes.
Okay, so as I was doing some research, I did see that the website where you are along with the staff is under new management. Has it always been, or was that fairly recent? Or
recently, that's what I spoke to you about before, that
right.
A few months ago when that took place.
Absolutely.
And I got that, you know, 3 years on my O1 visa, so thank God. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank God for that.
Thank
you. So as it So as we continue analyzing your life,
Yes.
and as I'm thinking about it based on the questions that you've answered, God has done an amazing,
Amazing.
amazing,
Amazing job.
amazing work.
Speaking about me and not my job, yes. I there is so many things that I didn't know. I mean, I always know about Jesus and I always love Jesus. I always do. And I always fear God. So there's a lot of things that I have friends that do that I'm like, you know what? I am not gonna do it. That was before I got baptized. And now that I get baptized, I struggled for like, a few months, as I said to you before, about coming to church and Wednesday and coming to church and Sunday. But no, it's not like that anymore. It's like I look forward. It's like I can't wait for Wednesday to come. I can't wait for Sunday to come. I just can't wait, to be honest with you. And I feel God speaking to me. He answers my prayer. He does. Whenever I ask him for something, he gives it. He does. So.
Brother Tyrone, I thank God for your life, and I know that He's going to continue to bless your life and your family.
Thank you so much.
I thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
And speaking
Likewise.
with me today. Any last words that you would want to share with someone? I'll give you a scenario.
Yes.
You see someone at the bus stop or the train station. You have a couple of words that you want to share with them because you have to go.
Yes.
You're in a hurry. What would you share with them to inspire them to keep moving forward or even starting their own thing?
Oh my God. There's so many things you can do, right?
Absolutely.
There's so many things, right? That's a good question.
You gotta go. You're in a rush. You gotta
Please.
go. You gotta tell them something.
Please have faith and believe in Christ. Have faith and believe in Christ. Because faith can move mountain. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Pastor Victor J. Lewis of the Friendship Baptist Church of Roslyn here to thank you so much for joining us for this worship and word experience. It is our prayer that you were blessed by the message. You can feel free to join us on Sundays at 12 p.m. or Wednesdays at 7:15 p.m. If you desire any information about our ministry, we invite you to go join us on FBCRoslyn.org.